All right, y'all, we now recording live from Hyphenate Studios, man. Our first ever official episode 1, man. We got 2 special guests here. We got some of the brightest young talent in German football right now in the Bundesliga. We got Chris Richards, U.S. national team, Bayern Munich. And we also got Joshua Zirkzee on loan at Anderlecht, also Bayern Munich, man. We got some big stars here. We're very, very excited. So welcome to the podcast, guys. How you guys feeling?
Feeling good.
Feeling good, man.
Yeah. He's different.
Yo, how you guys enjoying Miami so far, bro?
I've been here a couple hours, so I can't tell. I just need to see the nightlife.
Yo, you see the dedication, bro. Right off the podcast, right off the flight, straight to the podcast, bro. That's how we get it. That's how we get it, bro.
I'm enjoying myself.
Yo, it's funny, yo. Me and Chris have been talking about like coming out here for like 5 months now.
Yeah, it's been
so like getting the opportunity to finally just come out here and do our thing, bro, and just have some fun, it's kind of relax from the football side and everything. Yeah. Terrell, you also know a lot about, juggling football from our past careers.
Yeah, it's probably always nice to get a little break.
Always.
Come back to the States.
Yep.
Very nice.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. So let's dive right into it, man. Let's talk a little bit about like, your youth career growing up in Texas first. We'll start off with Chris. Let's talk about growing up in Alabama and stuff like that, a little bit about your family.
Yeah, so I'm the oldest of 3. I have a 9-year-old brother, a 16-year-old sister. I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, which really isn't known for.
Bruh, for those of y'all who don't know where Birmingham, Alabama is, ain't got nothing over there, bro. I remember going over there for like soccer, like ODP, bro. There's like a tornado that hit, bro. Yep. I swear, like the whole city was in rubbles.
Yeah, it's the deep south.
Yeah,
but no, it's a little place, but it was good for me growing up. Kept me straight, so I can't complain. 100%.
And yo, Joshua, so what about you? A little bit of your background, growing up in the Netherlands, bro.
Grew up in Rotterdam, small city next to Rotterdam. I have a little brother who also plays football in Germany. Up. So dad and mom still together. That's rough good. Neighborhood, but yeah.
Wait, so tell us a little bit. Where does your little brother play?
Plays for Bayern Leverkusen.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah, he's in the under-19s.
Bro, it's in the genes, bro. It's in the DNA, huh? That's crazy, man. And then, so what was? How was it growing up? I know you played a little bit at Feyenoord Academy, but where did you play before that? Before you got into there?
So I started off at my local club, and I moved to out of Den Haag real quick. Played there 3 years. Played 1 year at Feyenoord, and then when I was 16, just moved to Bayern.
Did you guys get to Bayern like around the same time? But yeah, I think you guys got there like pretty like close to each other. So how did you guys how did the friendship kind of grow?
When I first got there was only 3 people that spoke English, and so I was
one of them.
Bro, it really be tough, bro, because you really just be in a scenario where it's like, damn, like nobody really here speaks English at all.
Exactly.
Are you speaking German now?
Yeah.
How long did that take you? How was that transition?
I mean, don't do that. I mean, I think the on the field stuff probably took like half a year or so just to know the commands and stuff and to keep practicing it. But then off the field stuff, I mean, I don't think you're ever done learning, but I'd probably say it took me like 2.5 years to really get, to be able to talk.
You say you're fluent or no?
I'd say I'm pretty close. I wouldn't say fluent, but I feel like I'm pretty close.
I always find it like mad funny, like all of a sudden, like I'll just be on Snapchat or like I'll see like an interview, y'all speaking German. I'm like, damn, he spoke German already? Like y'all learned that shit mad quick.
Yeah.
It's like y'all get it downloaded to your brains at Bayern. Like it's crazy.
At
Bayern, there's no do you want to take it? It's like you're taking it.
You're taking it. I mean, I feel like in German culture though, like they really, really like stress the importance of like speaking their language or else they won't really they won't really talk to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're not trying to speak English. They're like, yo, speak German.
Yeah.
They do know English though, right?
They know English.
A lot of them.
Most of them, yeah.
Before you hit the first team, you gotta learn it.
Oh, 100%. Because everybody's coming from all different countries. So
the thing is with Bayern, it's like the whole coaching staff at some point has worked with the German national team. So it's like they don't really know anything except German. Like they know like simple words and phrases in English, but for the most part with the first team, it's either German or French.
Wow, that's crazy, man. And then so let's talk about a little bit more about just growing up, being involved in football. Like, what was your first experience touching the soccer or football or soccer ball? I don't know how we gonna say it. We got Joshua here, so we gotta mix it up. Yeah, we'll say football. We'll say football. Yeah, we gonna say football for sure.
I remember I used to play at my my local church growing up. It was on a basketball court, but it's called indoor soccer or indoor football. And I remember I was rocking a pair of Concord J's, the Concord 11s. My dad had me fitted from early, so
my boy was playing that holy footy in some Jordans. That's crazy
in a church. So that's my very first kind of recollection of playing, and then outdoor. I just remember playing on like a 5v5 in a small field, and probably around 6 years old was my first time playing outdoor. So I mean, I've been playing it ever since then.
That's crazy, man. And then what was your like your first club situation?
So I played with Hoover Soccer Club until I was 15, and then at 16 moved to Busa, which is also in Birmingham, and then like at 16 went to Houston Texans, and then FC Dallas.
So how did you initially get into the Dallas Academy?
I tried out for FC Dallas summer going into my junior year, and I didn't make it. And so Eric Quill, who's an assistant now at Columbus Crew, he gave me a call and was like, "Yo, I know." He's like, "Rejection sucks, huh?" He's like, "How about you come here and help us beat them this year?"
But that's the beautiful thing about football is like, you know, everybody has a different path, you know, have a different wavelength. So like you might not make it when you're younger, but you could improve. And if you really put your head and put the work in, you definitely can make it, man. That's a good thing. But whoever at FC Dallas didn't select you, bro, they need to get slapped. No cap.
I mean,
because ain't no way it should have took that long, bro. Yeah. They should have seen something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Unless I don't know, fam.
They got right.
Yeah.
They came back around.
Yeah.
I mean, I think clearly it worked out for the best. I don't know if I would be where I am if I'd been to FC Dallas that first year, because I probably would have been complacent with where I was. And
that's true.
Like that was like my first sign of rejection, like when it came to anything sports related. So I was like, gotta get ready. I gotta get back.
Yeah. Sure, for sure. And Joshua, what about you? What about your background playing youth football and Feyenoord and stuff, and that decision to go to a big club like Bayern? Like, bro, that takes a lot of just a lot of consciousness of your ability and a lot of belief in yourself to make that big step.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up playing a lot on the street before I actually went to a club, and then you just grow a bit of self-confidence.
I know y'all be doing them Panda competitions in the Netherlands,
football,
bro.
Yeah, football.
Y'all be looking for them megs, huh? They tricky with it, bro.
A lot of street football. So I think if you look at my game style, it's also a bit the way I play.
100%, bro. I seen a couple of your clips at Anderlecht chipping the goalkeeper, you know, doing some things in training, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, them little tricky finishes, bro. I see you.
My first day at Bayern, homie hit me with a fake shot. That's like his signature thing. And I swear I fell. I was like, bro, he is too big to be moving like that.
Yo, that's a crazy dynamic, bro. When you were like a 6'1", like striker who could move, that's mobile, bro. I'm telling you, you can't buy them traits, bro.
Yeah,
that's natural, man.
Yeah, it's just the way we played in the street, you know.
Do you feel like football really came naturally for you? Like, were you a good athlete from a young age?
I was always a bit bigger than the rest, but I think the thing I could do most was just actually play football. I was never like quicker or using my body that well or stuff like that. So it was just more football. Technically wise,
it's all up here too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, but it's kind of crazy. So like in the Netherlands, do they really just stress the importance of like technical ability and technique at a young age?
Yes, they do. Yeah, I mean, even in Germany, when we start doing a position game, or they call it the Dutch football school, and in Holland, it's just everything's just with the ball. So.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Because in the United States, they kind of say like usually like the technical ability of like the average American footballer isn't as good as someone in Europe. So like Chris, how are you able to like catch up to that tempo and that pace when you first originally got there?
I mean, I think you can ask Josh. When I first got there, I had like no left foot.
True.
And then like now I can spray a ball like.
Bro, they would see that left foot ping coming. They'd be like, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's like shaking their head. But I don't know. I mean, once you get over there, and it definitely takes some time, but also it's kind of like things like. Yeah, and my thing is like fake it till you make it. I mean, if you believe upstairs that you're gonna do it, then your feet are gonna catch up to you.
100%. And I feel like the mentality of usually like the American players, they kind of adjust really well to Europe, because it's like we might not have the technique, or like we might have not the understanding of the game already, but we're willing to learn, and like we work hard. So I feel like a lot of coaches look for that.
That's the most important thing about football players.
100%. You could have plenty of us have, like both of us all know plenty of players who could have made it, but they don't have the work ethic or the drive to just keep on going, man. Because I mean, at the end of the day in football, everybody's so good. So exactly. What's gonna separate you from the rest?
Yeah.
And then so also, what was it like when you guys first got to Bayern and stuff like that, and you're first adjusting to like the German culture for both of you guys? How did you guys kind of do that just off the field?
I mean, we both went to the Bayern campus.
Yeah. So what's it like living in there? Because I seen like you guys, was Alfonso there for a little bit?
No, it was us two. Taylor Booth was there.
Oh yeah, Taylor Booth.
Another kid named Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
That was our group.
Ryan who?
He's from Luxembourg. He's playing at Sevilla now.
Yes,
Okay, calm. So there's a
yeah.
couple prospects that made it to like first team levels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, we kind of had our little English group going, and I think that's what really kept us like
100%.
really kept us in it because I mean Ryan spoke fluent German. You learned it really quickly because it's close enough to Dutch. But for it's also good because when I met him, his English was good, but like it's way better now. And I think I'll take
my
some
English
of
has
that credit.
improved.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, when you came, you're like, yo, nice to meet you. I'm like, yo, you sound a little American,
Yeah,
bro.
for real.
Okay, yo.
Bro, as soon as I started hanging with this dude again, it's like, I was in Belgium and like there's no Americans there. And my accent, everything just went down.
What language do they normally speak in Belgium?
French and Dutch.
French and Dutch. So it feels like at home, kind of.
Yeah, it was homecoming.
Yeah, man. We'll definitely talk a little bit more about that. But so like, what was your first experience getting into the first team now for both of you guys at Bayern? Well, Chris, let's start off talking a little bit about your time at FC Dallas and that transfer to Bayern, which happened really, really quick.
Yeah, I was only in the FC Dallas Academy 6 months before I signed homegrown, and because the homegrown rule was that you couldn't play for the first team unless you'd already been the whole year in the academy if you signed a homegrown contract. And so once I signed, I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to play, so I was thinking they needed to loan me somewhere, and they talked about maybe like Tulsa or one of those. Like,
Oh, hell no.
And I was like,
Just so happened to be Bayern.
yeah. I was like, and they were like,
You know what? I'd rather play for Tulsa Roughnecks over Bayern.
they're like, I think I have an idea. And then they were like, we'll let you go to Bayern on like a week training stint. So I went, and I don't know, it wasn't mixed reviews, but it's like Germans are kind of like, you don't really know what they're thinking.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And so then I come back, and then our technical director at FC Dallas at the time, he's like, yeah, they want you to come back on like a 6-month loan.
Wow.
I was like, oh, all right, word.
They must have seen something.
Yeah, definitely. How hard were those like first sessions? Because a lot of people don't even know. It's like, what is that like trial training stint kind of like? Because I know obviously like Joshua, like you already grew up in the academy, you moved from like team to team, so it's kind of like easier for the transition. Like you didn't really have to try out. The clubs already knew you, the scouting already knew you. What was it like for you just having to like go there and have to improve, like impress your like and all the scouts and impress the team as well, and like that, like immerse yourself into that culture?
Oh yeah, my thing was that Paxton, Palmiclaw, Reggie Cannon, and Brian Reynolds had already been over there a few months before, and like they came back and were just playing with FC Dallas. So I was like, I'm gonna go over there with no expectations, no pressure, and I was like, I'm just gonna do me. But then as a defender, you can't, like, it's not like as a striker, you can't just like go ball out, have a few goals, like cook somebody. As a defender, it's like
you got it. 90 minutes.
If you're having a good game, it means that you pretty much go unnoticed. And like as long as you keep a shutout, that's probably 100%. The biggest thing. And so I go over there, and it's like, I don't know if I'm doing good. I'm not getting any feedback. I don't speak the language. I don't. So it was kind of one of those things where I was like, man, I don't know how I'm doing, but like when I got the call back, I was like, well, clearly I did something right. So
they probably were telling you did good. You just didn't understand.
So then after you had that 6-month loan stint, you came back to Dallas, right?
Corey Gibbs was my agent at the time.
Of course, yeah.
And
shout out Corey, man. Good guy, bro.
Shout out Corey. I think it was like, it had to have been like September. It had to be like September or October. And he was like, yeah, they want you to stay. And I was like, oh, okay, how long? And he was like, a 5-year deal.
5-year deal?
I said, whoa, that's tough. It was one of those things where
Josh looking like, damn, I only got 3.
It was one of those things where like I was so far away from home, and I was like, man, I don't know. I guess coming as an American, going over to Europe, even though it is a club like Bayern, you still question. You're like, man, like, is this what I want to do? Like, is this a step I want to take right now? Because also Bayern's not a developmental club. It's a club where it's like the end game for a lot of people. So I was like,
bro, end game for a lot of people, bro. Yeah. That's the end game.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, man, if I go over there 5 years, what happens afterwards? Like, where do I go from there? So it was like kind of one of those bittersweet moments because I knew I wasn't going to see my family except for Christmas and Thanksgiving every year, but also like it's Bayern. You'd be dumb to say no.
For sure. And then what was that transition for both of you guys to going from playing for Bayern 2? Because obviously you guys did very, very well playing for Bayern 2. I know, Josh, you were scoring a lot of goals. I was keeping track. You know what I'm saying? I keep track, bro. I'll be on my YouTube. But also Chris, too, having some solid performances at center back position and just really just understanding kind of like the formation, the tactics. Because I feel like the second team, do they play the way the first team plays? Or was it a little different?
Depending a little bit on the trainer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. We had...
Hennes played the same.
Yeah, but also like it depended because if we had Nico on the field, it kind of
Depending on the players on the pitch.
Okay.
Did you guys have like a
Fit.
consistent team every game, or was it guys bouncing in and out?
It's always, if you look at the second team, it's always, we have this talent. We need to give him more playing time because under 17, under 19 is nothing for me.
Well, I would say the year that we won the title, I'd say that after Christmas we kept a consistent team.
That's true. That's true. That's very true. But also in the end of that year, Jamal Musiala came to the.
Oh Lord.
You think that's why you won the title?
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, because now I get it's a development, like it's a developmental league, but also like if you don't win, you're gonna go down. And they got relegated to 4th division last year, and so it was one of those things where now it hurts everybody it hurts all the young guys in the club because you're not playing 3rd division anymore.
Yeah, the games aren't as competitive.
Yeah,
A lot of young players want to go on loan.
Rihanna Liga is I mean guys from college that like play in college soccer. Like I have our friend Robin actually plays in Rihanna Liga, so it's you could kind of see like how the level would be compared to like maybe even like Division 1 NCAA college level, or like obviously above that, but like the 3rd division in Germany is like full professional. Bro. That's no joke.
3rd division is because I came to the Regionalliga, I was 17, and the difference between Regionalliga and the 3rd division is so big.
Crazy.
In the Regionalliga, you play against guys who train twice a week, go to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's relaxed.
3rd Bundesliga is professional.
Honestly, I thought 3rd Bundesliga may have been harder than 1st Bundesliga because it was one of those things where like
it's just the players, the way they think. You just you get no time in the 3rd Bundesliga because all the players are just like, work hard. And
of course, man, especially playing against you guys. Who doesn't want to have the best game of their life against you guys?
Exactly.
And who knows what's going to happen?
And we're all like, at that point, we were 18, 19, and they're like, man, we're not about to lose to some 18, 19-year-olds. And then so they were like, we're about to come in here. They play for Bayern. They're 18, 19. They're supposed to be the next big thing. Like, let's come kill them. And then we learned really quickly like what grown man football was.
And then what age were you guys when you guys first started playing in that 3rd Bundesliga?
I was 19.
19? How old were you, Josh?
17.
I got promoted together with Afonso.
Oh, so you guys were together.
To the 3rd league. Afonso also played a couple games in the Regionalliga when I was there. I think it was 18.
18, man. You see, like those professional minutes at such a young age, man. People don't understand the importance of just getting minutes when you're young and just being on the field and that experience and getting used to just playing. Sometimes when you play in the second, or like sometimes when you play in the academy, there's not really many fans, for example.
Yeah.
Like going from playing.
Sometimes you won't play good, but it's important
cool.
to
There's 300 people there.
Yeah.
And,
but it's like
people also sleep on 3rd division. Like they really downplay it, but I mean, 3rd division is the stepping stone into 2nd Bundesliga. They have teams that would like Hamburg. Like this year was like Hamburg, Bremen, St. Pauli, Schalke. Those teams will smack
ballers.
Those are good teams. So 3rd division is really a good platform to get yourself into the pro league.
100%. And then so that transition from going to the 2nd team to the 1st team, how quick was it for both of you guys? Like how long were you guys on Bayern 2 until you guys got promoted up?
I mean, Josh was he was like back and forth with the 1st team and 2nd team. And for me, it was like I played the whole season with the 2nd team, and then the year after started being fully with the 1st team. But like you said, being young, you need minutes. So I was trying to play with the 2nd team, even though I was training with the 1st team.
And then who were some of the 1st team players that kind of took you guys under the wing? That like when you first got to the locker room, were like, yo, like kind of just introduce you guys to the squad.
Alaba was a big guy for us.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Alaba, Boateng, I'd say Müller as well.
Yeah, I thought Neuer as well.
Neuer as well. Yeah, I think Alaba and Boateng were for me. I think for Chris as well. But Alaba and Boateng were more like, that's big, bro. You know what I mean? So,
I like that. And you see how like, that's all I understand. Like, being like a black athlete, like the culture is like kind of the same. You know what I'm saying? You come from America, you come from Germany, but you guys, we all relate to the same culture, relate to the same things, and we kind of stay together, which is cool, which I like a lot.
And I think the world looks to the US when it comes to culture and things like that, and like kind of just social media, pop media, stuff like that. And so I think it's cool to go over there and see how these guys are like taking influence from the US and bringing it to Europe. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty dope, man. And like I've been like, to be honest, like I've been like listening to like a lot of European like art, like rap artists and stuff sometimes. Like I heard like an Italian drill song the other day.
Fire.
Like, what the hell? Like that was crazy, bro. Like they doing their thing, man. But that's good.
Alaba even called him Texas.
Yeah, that was my nickname.
He called you Texas?
Texas.
That was my nickname the first like 2 years I was at Bayern.
Texas?
Yeah.
That's funny.
The whole state.
Yeah, bro. Literally, bro. And then so like when you guys first got onto the 1st team, let's talk about a little bit about that, like that first debut, getting your first taste. Allianz Arena, bro. What was your first debut?
Against Freiburg. It was during COVID though, so there was no fans.
Oh.
That was my first debut. I think it came in like 80th minute. And yeah, I mean, it was
Nervous?
Played solid.
Yeah, I was nervous, but also like it made it way better. There's no fans in the stadium because I was like, man, I'm chilling. Like, just gotta do me, 10 minutes, let's get it.
Who was the coach that gave you your debut at the time?
Hansi Flick.
So what does he tell you before you go on the field? Like, just enjoy it, or
Yeah, he was like, you've worked so hard for this, like, go make a name for yourself.
that's crazy, man. That's nuts. Did you come in as a center back or right back? Because I know sometimes they're playing you at right back too.
I came in at center back.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit more comfortable. It's
Yeah.
calm. Did you guys win that game?
Yeah, I think we won 3-1.
Okay, so calm little debut,
Yeah.
little debut and win.
Yeah,
little
nice.
little bonus coming in too. You feel me?
was
Got on the pitch.
It was nice.
What about you, Josh? What was your debut like? Who was it against? Do you remember? Like, do you remember everything like it was yesterday?
Yeah, because my Bundesliga debut was actually a bit crazy. It was
Yeah.
also against Freiburg, and I came in. It was like
There was
it was
fans?
1-1, and I scored the winning goal.
Game.
in the
I
last
think
minute.
I seen that. I seen that.
I felt like a proud father. I don't know.
Yo, bro, that's crazy, man. Because it's like, as a striker, because I played football too. It's like as a striker, when you score that first goal,
Yeah,
like you win a game
crazy.
on your debut, bro.
Crazy.
It seems like it's like a FIFA, bro. It's like a dream.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really realize what happened at the moment.
Mhm.
I just scored, and I was like,
What the fuck?
like even I celebrated, but like even after the game, I was like, "Whoa, what just happened?"
Yeah, bro.
And there's fans there for
crazy,
that
man.
too?
Yeah. That was before COVID.
Oh, that was before COVID. So let's talk a little bit about like that whole COVID situation, bro. What was like at the club, just being in that situation,
Tough. Oh my days,
bro? What was that like? Like, for example, at the beginning, like
Listen.
what's going on at the club? Like everybody's probably like, "Yo, this is crazy."
I think this is the close we've come to like military training.
Yeah. It was like,
Tough. I'm telling you, training was no joke, man.
Emphasis on the club.
During COVID, it was no joke.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was. We trained in groups. So like first group will start at like 10:30, second group will start at 10:45, and so on and so on. And you see the drills that are on the pitch.
it was bad.
And you see when I was, for example, I'm in the last group, and I see the first group finishing their training with runs, right? And we're just standing there, we're just looking at them, we're just like seeing them die, and we're just standing there like we're about to do this.
Yo, being in the last group
Like-
is low key the worst.
And it was like middle of the day, like 12:45 type stuff.
So Germany gets hot, like it was hot.
yeah.
Summer
Germany
gets
gets
hot,
hot, yeah.
yeah.
But COVID first started kind of in like the winter, right?
Yeah, but it was like it started. So we went on shutdown in March because I remember like a week after it was like my birthday, and that's like I was celebrating my birthday and I couldn't go anywhere. And,
Oh, you had the Zoom festivities?
Nah, not even that. I was at the
At
crib
Zoom lit?
sleeping. I was at the crib sleeping.
That's
Nah,
crazy.
COVID was
Yeah.
crazy. I remember coming back after COVID, Leon Goretzka suddenly was
Yeah,
like, dude was buff, like
yeah.
Bro,
crazy.
we got to talk a little bit
crazy.
about that because it seems like when you sign for Bayern, you go through some type of like muscular transformation. Like, what's the gym schedule, bro? Like, could y'all put me on, bro?
I must have missed that.
I must have missed that too.
I didn't get the memo.
No, I'm not gonna lie. When I came to Bayern, I was skinny as well.
Yeah.
But like
Bro.
Goretzka and what Alfonso,
He's
he
always
has
been like that.
vibranium in his body somewhere. Because
he's always-
this guy, he has always been like dry, muscle,
Yeah.
quick. But also after COVID, I don't know, man. It must be their diet or something.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like you guys just really just turn into little machines, bro, to be honest. And the whole team kind of works like that in that way. It kind of works for each other.
Yeah.
Very machine-like. And
Yeah, in the season with COVID, you just saw that the whole team was just one machine, and I think that's also a key factor, of a team really being, just one.
were you guys both on loan when the team won the Champions League?
Nah, I was. You were there.
I was there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a little bit about that run because that's crazy, man. Let's talk a little bit about that, man. Going to the Champions League final, just playing in those games, crazy
For me,
run.
I mean, I was on the bench, but like the game against Barca, for example, oh man, and this is like, I'm sitting
Everybody
there,
knows what
and-
game we're talking about, by the way.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
but, like,
legendary.
It's like this game finished, and we all sat in the locker room, and we were just looking at each other, and it was like, did this just happen?
So you guys were just as shocked as the people watching the game.
I remember just us walking back, and it took us a good minute before we started celebrating because we were just sitting there like yo, what is this?
Bro, I knew the game was getting crazy when Coutinho was like spazzing against his own team. Like,
He was
Homie was
mad.
I'm like, bro, homie, aren't you on loan, bro? Like, relax, bro.
He scored once. He was like, huh. And then he scored twice. He did it again. I was like, bro.
Yo, if you score one more, you have to take off the shirt, bro. For real. That game was. I feel like that game just goes down in Champions League history. There's just
Yeah.
some games like that you just remember forever.
It's got to.
Yeah, crazy, man.
Who else did you guys have to beat to get to the final?
Leon
Leon.
won 3-0.
Yeah.
Barca, And
PSG was the final.
PSG was the final. I think it was.
Yeah, PSG was final. Coman scored the header.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard Kingsley Coman can't even head the ball, bro.
Put in the final.
Yeah, he couldn't. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters, bro. That's all you need sometimes,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Just close your eyes and just hope for the best. Really, yeah, man. So, Chris, what was it like for you? I mean, seeing your team. Where were you on loan at this point?
Our season just ended with the second team.
Okay.
And because the year before I'd come back from injury and like I was at national team all the time. Hansi Flick, he was like, just take like a 2-week break, come back, be in shape for when we come back for preseason. Because after that, y'all had like, after Champions League, they had like 2 weeks off and then they were back for the season because of COVID.
Because of COVID, man.
Yeah.
So, what was it like not getting like any rest, really? Like,
I mean, for me, I was on the bench anyway. So
I was chilling. Yeah. You was Yo, so like that 2-week period was probably like, all right, let's time to ramp it up, bro.
Like I went back to my family, of course, celebrated, and after 2 weeks, just came back.
And then the following season, how much were you guys involved with the first team? Did you guys go on loan the following season after COVID, or?
So I'd made probably 10 appearances with Bayern before Christmas, and then Christmas is when I went on loan winter is when I went on loan to Hoffenheim for the first time.
How was it adjusting to the Hoffenheim, just like kind of style of play and being your first loan?
It was dope. I mean, the coach of Hoffenheim was my U19 and U23 coach at Bayern. So he came to Hoffenheim, and I mean, I just came in right away. I trained like 2 times and started on the weekend. That was
crazy. Shit. They was needed some center backs that day, boys.
Yeah,
Sebastian Henderson.
yeah, he was my pops. I can't even lie.
Yeah, man. That's the thing about football, man. Sometimes you just need that coach really to just believe in you and push you. That means a lot.
Very important.
A coach that believes in you will take you a long way.
100%, man.
How far is Hoffenheim from Munich?
It was 3.5 hour drive.
Oh, okay.
So like, I mean, I try to come back if I had 2 days off. I try to come back to Munich and just like relax. I love my apartment there, so I just kick it, turn off all the lights, phone, just put it to the side and just vibe for a little bit.
What do you guys do to kind of just relax after training and stuff like that? And like, yo, what is like the day in the life of a footballer really at that level?
I mean, we basically lived together for a long period.
He was in the building right next to me, and we would. If I wasn't at his, he was at mine. Like every day after training.
Yeah, we just eat, sleep, watch Netflix, play Call of Duty. Played a lot of Call of Duty.
Bruh, pros y'all be loving COD, bro.
Yeah,
Warzone,
fire.
man.
Yeah,
it gets busy.
Y'all be getting right.
Oh yeah.
Yo, who be getting the most kills? Who's better out of y'all two? What's the KD looking like?
All right. I know. I'll actually give it to Josh. I'll give it to you. Hey, I'm not the worst in our group. I'll say that much.
Who's the worst?
There's a few.
A lot, man.
I'll probably say,
it's most of the time it's just us carrying those.
Yeah, carrying those, Scott. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm one of them people, bro, who be getting like no kills, bro. I just be there and enjoying collecting cash, bro.
He's a physio.
I'm the physio. I'm like, yo, you need bread? Like, I'm gonna give you $5K right now. Go get that gun upgrade, bro.
He the guy who's not pushing with everybody.
Yo, everybody go push. I'll be like, yo, let's go. I'm like, let me stay back a little bit. And then, so Josh, for you, going on loan to kind of Parma and experiencing that, how was that for you? Going to a new country.
Yeah, I had a difficult season, man. After the Champions League, difficult season. It was a season I was expecting more game time, and it actually went less. And with the move to Parma, I learned a lot because I went from a top team to a team that was fighting relegation. And in the start, it went good actually, and I was about to make more minutes, but then I got injured. But from the life there, I just learned a lot. You know, it was a good experience overall, of course. But
how was that mentally for you going to a situation? Because look, this guy's coming from a career where he's playing on the youth national team in Netherlands. You're playing for some of the biggest clubs. You're playing for Bayern. And you're going to a club where you really expect to get minutes and really progress as a player and score a lot of goals in Serie A and make a name for yourself, and you reach this kind of like a standstill where like you're not really playing. How was that on your mental health?
Yeah, it's difficult, man. It's like start of the season, for example, you turn up the training and suddenly you have to train separate because training is full, for example. And then
training is full?
Yeah, man. Been there, man.
It's tough, man. That's tough, bro.
And then you get the media all over you as well about not being motivated, this and that. You want to move somewhere, that move didn't work, this was the only move left, and this and that. And then, man, it's difficult times, man.
And then how long were you on that loan for Parma? Was it 6 months or was it a year?
Yeah, 6 months.
6 months.
So I got back in the summer. I got injured before, so I went back a bit earlier. Spent the whole summer just getting back into shape and all that. So
Who do you kind of like rely on moments like that, like those where you're not really playing? Do you go back to your family? Do you and Chris talk about it? Like, what do you guys kind of do in those scenarios if like one of you guys are struggling football wise or not getting as many minutes?
I think in this aspect I could have done it better because I'm not really a person who goes out looking for help. But I think it was very important that my girlfriend moved with me to Italy. She was there with me the 6 months. So besides football, I still had a very good time. But I actually had to talk with my dad about it afterwards, and that's when I really found out that it was really difficult for me because when I finally, spoke my emotions out, that's when I noticed, man.
It's really good to do that though, man. To have people that really care. It's not like you're not seeking from validation from anybody, but there's people that you're comfortable with to have those conversations when you're struggling, like family or close friends. And like I feel like in football, you really, really do need those close people to you in order to succeed.
Yeah, I think some of the best things for us were finding people who didn't know much about soccer. It was like having friends that didn't want to talk about soccer all day long or football and just kick it, like, just kind of be like that away, like just kind of that away from football, but you could also have fun at the same time.
For sure.
I think you found that with your girl and like,
I mean, we also had a lot of talks. I mean, before we both moved, it was difficult sometimes.
Of course, man. I know exactly what that's like. And then for Chris, for you, what was kind of like one of those experiences where mentally you might have felt down or you weren't playing as much as you were, and how did you kind of just handle that?
Honestly, this year I started kind of seeking a therapist, like because I mean, I know we talk about this a lot, but like men, especially athletes, but men in general, we kind of have a problem talking about our feelings because it's not so manly, so to say. I kind of found a little bit of a refuge in my therapist because you could just say whatever you want with no judgment. And so, I mean, there was parts of the year where, of course, some parts where it didn't go as well as others. And there was like a span of games where I didn't play for like 6 games and then got injured twice, like back to back. And I was just like, man, fuck. Like, it was just stressful. And especially with it being such an important year, I was like, it was just all these emotions were just kind of pent up in me, and it was just good to talk with somebody about it.
Yeah, that's nice. It's nice to like have someone to talk to that's not your immediate family or maybe some of your closest friends.
Yeah,
just to have someone that's sort of just a fresh conversation,
like a non-biased conversation.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, I don't know. I don't have a problem with speaking to like friends and family, but it's also like I don't want to make it seem like I'm seeking their attention or I'm seeking pity from them. If I talk to like a therapist who's like non-biased, he'll just kind of give it to me straight and help you find a way to.
I don't want to go to my dad, yo, dad, like cried after training. I'm being sad, like you know what I mean, like
of course,
like stuff you keep to yourself. You just be like, you know what, gotta rise above it.
Yeah,
but it's also good to recognize that you wanted to get some, like, have those conversations and be honest, because it's very tough to be honest with yourself sometimes and accept help.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of men, we don't like to accept help or handouts. We're like, oh, like, I could do it on my own. Like, I don't need anybody help.
And especially
at this level where you guys are.
I've had this problem to seek help. So like I've been to the club therapist.
Yeah. Oh, Christian.
Yeah. And I've been there. I've been there like twice. And twice I just went home. I was like, nah, man, it's not for me, man. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, I just got to step above it. And in the end of the day, I'm just like, yeah, I should have just do it.
Yeah.
And I think us having moved away from home at such a young age, we kind of have this sense of independence that we're like, man, we don't need help from anybody. Like, what's he going to tell me that I don't already know?
Yeah,
exactly.
And the good thing about therapists is that, or at least the ones that we've had, they've helped you kind of make a plan for yourself on how to get 1% better every day, and to every day get 1% better. There's no limit to get to 100%. It's just 1% every day. Just keep going.
And that's another thing that we talk about is like everybody has their own different pathway, mentally, physically, career wise. Like everybody has their ups and downs, and it's great that you guys are there for each other. But it's also great that you guys understand when you guys need help and someone else to chat to other than just like friends and family. Because obviously, like you were saying, like it has that unbiased point of view. You might feel more comfortable saying more things and stuff like that. Be more honest to yourself.
Exactly.
And also as we get to kind of like the stuff off the pitch, so let's talk a little about y'all fashion, man. So what y'all feeling in the streets lately? What kind of brands you guys been rocking with?
I see you guys are dripping right now.
Whoa. Let me tell y'all something, bro. I went outside to go get these guys some lemonade because I have to keep y'all refreshed, and these guys are lost. They can't even find the studio, and I see them Louis Vuitton bags just shining, man, just shining down Miami streets. streets.
Just a little
like,
something.
damn, just a little something. Just a little something. You might have to show me a little peek after.
I'll show you a little something.
But for sure, what are some of the things that you guys rocking? What kind of brands you rocking with right now?
Let's start off with Nike sponsor.
Yeah, Nike.
Let's start off
Checks
with
on
Nike.
stripes.
Yes, sir. That's what we like.
But nah, I don't know. Recently, I kind of like Bottega. I've liked their bags and stuff.
I saw that last night.
Yeah, I mean, people like Dior bag is fire. People don't know too much about the Bottega stuff, especially here in the States. So I don't know. I think it's dope. It's subtle, but it's also like if you know, you know type of
You know,
vibe.
like I,
Europe drip.
yeah, that's how you know you're a drip. I be seeing some brands. I see like some people wearing like Lanvin. I feel like the first athlete I seen wear Lanvin was Dele Ali.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
he wore that the curb sneaker. You remember when
curbs.
we went out in London? This man Terrell was with him. He was like, bro, this guy Dele's rocking some crazy shoes right now. He sent me a flick, and I'm like, boy, what is that? Bro?
Yeah.
That shit look crazy.
It's cool to go to Europe and like kind of bring back stuff that people here aren't wearing.
Yeah,
It makes you
exactly.
even more unique when you come back to the States.
I mean, like I remember, like when I was living here, I would never wear like a tracksuit that matched, like gray pant, like a gray tech fleece with a gray tech fleece like jumper,
Yeah.
and then you go over there, and,
Fast, man.
and you go over there, and that's like
Bro, that's the real roadman kit. That's the roadman kit.
everybody.
That's the roadman kit. You need the Air Force Ones on too, yo. You see John, you got his on, bro. You already know how we rocking, bro. That's the fit.
But it's funny, like the little stuff that like, I mean, being American, like I'll go over there and I'll wear like a football jersey to training or something. They'll be like, it's kind of sick.
What is that?
Like, it's kind of hard. And
They
I'm
be like, fam, you finna tackle me in practice?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, yo, relax.
they're like, Chris, you got a game today? I was like, no. Like, it's what we do, you know? You like, you wear players' jerseys. Like, I wear like a hockey jersey one day, and they're like, you watch hockey? I'm like, no, but it's fire. Like,
I feel like in Europe, bro, like when you go over there, it's like your swag, your style kind of got to elevate, bro.
yeah.
Because it feels like all the designer brands, like the environment that you're in, that you're walking in. Like when you're in London, for example, like bro, the energy different.
We feel the same
Walking
way
around
about the
Merritt.
US.
That's how you feel about the US?
Yeah. Because them Amiri jeans, like
Oh, yeah.
you see them rappers wearing that shit, and it's just like in Europe, we're just like, yo,
Yeah.
I guess for me,
what
my
is that?
thing
What's
is
that?
at Bayern, when I got there, when kids in the academy were getting paid, they were going to buy like designer gear and like in the academy. And then like when you're over here, when I was 15, 16 years old, I was like getting like a DS or something. I don't know. Like I wasn't thinking
Bro,
about.
we was rocking Adidas slides, like sponsored by Adidas MLS clubs.
Yeah,
and shit. Like, bro, our gear was trash, bro.
Last thing I was
Our
thinking
gear
about
was
was going to buy
trash.
a Gucci t-shirt, and like
Yeah.
I was just like, man, I gotta get me the new Elite socks. I had to get me something like that.
Yeah.
So,
So that transition from like, you're a young player, you're getting money quick. Life is happening really fast. I mean, you're playing football. How do you guys kind of manage your funds and like just make sure that you guys are like spending properly and having proper spending habits? And also how do you guys adjust like, not letting that money kind of get to your head and that you have to keep on working despite that?
my thing is that I've always heard about people who get money, but then I've heard about people who lose it faster. So
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that cannot be me. Like I don't care what I do. Like
Gotta
as
get
long
that
as
guap.
like as long as I got my apartment and my car paid for, the other stuff I'm cool on. But as long as the necessities are there, I'm straight.
100%. Because I mean, we see a lot of athletes all the time, like all their money to make millions of dollars, bro.
Yeah.
A couple years later down the line, wrong investment here, wrong investment there, no money, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're definitely in different pay grades than when we were U19s, but so we can go buy Louis Vuitton. stuff every once in a
100%,
while.
100%.
You got to treat yourself.
Yo,
every
don't
once
try
in a
this
while.
at home.
No,
like,
sometimes-
don't risk your apartment for that, for sure.
Sometimes you just gotta treat yourself, man.
Yeah, for
don't,
sure.
Treat
Don't
yourself
risk the
every
rent
once in a
on a LV pair of shoes. Don't
Exactly.
do it.
Bruh, because I know some people, bro, they got the LVs on and they be like, yo, can you give me a ride, bro?
Yeah,
They ain't got no
like,
car. It's just like, damn, bro, you spending your money on the
bro, you
wrong
got a hot
things.
spot.
Yeah.
You got a hot
I hate those guys.
Yo, I'm not, all right.
You're that guy.
Yeah, I'm about to get a SIM card, man.
Bro, listen, I'm not gonna lie. When we in Europe, this guy, bro, always searching for the Wi-Fi, bro. Can't find no Wi-Fi.
You asking waitresses?
Yeah,
You got Wi-Fi?
bro,
I was off the grid, honestly.
bro, traveling around London on that train with no internet, bro. Maze.
Crazy.
But like, what are some kind of like spots that you guys like the most, other than like obviously playing Europe and like your free time and stuff? Like, what are some of your favorite places that you guys visited in the off season?
Honestly, yeah, Mykonos was dope. I like Paris a lot.
Paris is also.
Paris is the vibe because like,
Paris is 1 hour from Brussels, so
Yeah, that's easy. That's an easy thing.
yeah, it was
Paris is nice.
a 2-hour train ride from Hoffenheim as well. So like,
Oh, that's calm.
yeah, it was dope. I only went there once, but like just something about like the air there. You're just like, man, the drip is different. The culture, like the food, the world's best restaurants are French, and you're just like, Ratatouille. Like,
That's how we think about.
Yeah, I mean, you just pull up, you see the Eiffel Tower, you see the Arc. You're like, bro, this is like hundreds of years of history, and that's something that when you come to the U.S., you're like, unless you're in like downtown Philly, you don't really see any like old history, like historic
Like sites. Yeah.
And then you go over to Europe and you see like this cafe that we're sitting at right now was painted by Vincent van Gogh in like the 1800s, and you're like, bro, this has been here forever. Like,
Forever. Yeah.
it's just crazy to think about.
I feel like traveling and just seeing the world like opens up your mind to so many different horizons, so many perspectives and like cultural perspectives. And I feel like traveling is just so important, like an important part of life. And I feel like you guys do that very, very well. You guys will come to the US, go to the Mykonos, or like go to different places and kind of just experience a new culture, just kind of reset, take your mind off football. And I feel like that's really, really good.
Yeah. Also through football, I mean, we're lucky. Like we have a game, youth league against Benfica, for example. We just walk around the town in Lisbon, and it's like
We were in Athens for
That's tough.
in Athens for a few days. You go around Athens, you see the stuff there, and it's just like for free. Like
That's crazy.
I think that's one of the biggest blessings about football is being able to travel,
Exactly.
I mean,
experience.
even though all these places we only get to see in like a snapshot, it's still so cool. Like,
You still take the pic. You still have it on your phone.
Just to say
Like,
you've been there too.
yeah,
100%.
I mean, I know a bunch of people who don't even have passports, and so like to be able to have that experience and to do stuff that my family has never done, and it's sick. Like, it's something that I wouldn't have been able to tell myself 5 years ago. Like, man, I would have gone here, all through soccer.
Yeah,
100%.
and you're experiencing the new stadiums. as well.
Exactly, and like
That's cool.
like world class stadiums,
Yeah.
like big names.
Yeah.
So it's sick.
How's it like just being on the field with like just like guys like that? I mean, obviously you guys are big players yourself now and so used to it, but like for like our viewers and stuff, I mean, they look up to you guys and see you guys on the pitch. So what is it really like on the field, like the communication, like the little things, the details that we can't really hear or really see?
I think it's so like cool. I don't know. Like I said, if you would have told me 5 years ago that I would be doing what I'm doing now, I would have been like, doubt it. Like I was 6 years ago, I was playing soccer in Alabama, and then now I'm playing national team. Hoffenheim, Bayern. It's just like a crazy like thought process, and it's cool to be able to interact with these guys that you grew up idolizing. And I think we all remember. I don't know when your first, Josh, I don't know when your first like remembrance of Thomas Muller and Manuel Neuer was, but I remember watching him at the 2010 World Cup and being like, I was 10 years old, and now I'm playing. Like now we're playing with these guys. Like,
that's crazy.
it's just
Bro,
crazy to think.
That's
about.
crazy, bro. Because I remember when Thomas Muller first came on the map, this guy scoring goals, just screaming, yeah. Like I'll be like, yo, who the hell is this dude setting records in the World Cup goals so quick? I'm like, bro, how you shattering Ronaldo's record already, bro? Like, relax.
Awkward
like,
ass player,
close.
and then like you're like, this dude, Thomas
Tyson,
Muller,
man, just
This dude got
Still
some
does
pure
it.
quality, man.
Still does
pure
it.
quality. Like,
Football
I think
intelligence?
One of the most underrated players there is, man. Thomas Muller, man. This
He
guy is
seems
so
like he's
good.
one guy that's always on the pitch. Like,
He is.
He's always.
and then if
always
he's
on
not on the pitch, you'll hear him off the pitch. Like
Yeah.
you'll know that he's there.
crazy, man. I mean, so what was your guys' favorite players like growing up as kids? Who was some people that you guys kind of idolized?
Ronaldinho for me.
Gaucho. Yo, you know y'all. Yo, you be outside, bro. You won't see him, bro. You'll run into him. What about you, Chris?
I don't know. Growing up, I was a big CR7 fan because like our names were close enough, like CR, and I was a winger growing up. But I think once I started playing center back, Boateng was like my guy. And then it was cool to be able to interact and play with him at some point. It was pretty dope.
Both of you guys had kind of just really big people to look up to in your position. I mean, bro, you're learning from Lewandowski. You're learning from Boateng, bro. Like these guys are just winners. They're the best of the best that they get in those positions. And how was it like learning from them?
Blessing, man.
Yeah,
Like,
for real.
I think you notice it the most for me when I left Bayern. That's when you realize, like, wow, okay, back in Bayern, it was a bit different. Like, it was, yeah.
Bro, I be like, I mean, obviously for me, I'll be watching some Bayern finishing drills, bro. And I'm just like, yo, how y'all be scoring from these angles? Like, and y'all just be like, just a little clap. And I'm just like, bro, did y'all just see that goal, bro? That shit was like, and it be the finishes that like they look very, very, they're very, like, they look very easy, but they're difficult, bro. Like, especially like you look at the little details when you really know about the game. It's like the little movements, like getting to the near post, finishing at the near post, stuff like that. Like everything is just so sharp.
And for me, especially for like the strikers, it's so crazy. Like the stuff you see that you don't see them do, like the off the ball stuff that gets them to where they are, like to finish, like just the movements, just kind of playing off the center back's back, and they make life hard for us. But like you can tell why they're making the big bucks, and it's crazy to see like that. And a lot of people don't see it unless you're like really looking and paying attention to it. So I mean, it's pretty cool to see.
That's so
It's
dope,
different
man.
for us, man, because they have to be, looking over their shoulder all the time. And for us, it's a bit easier.
Yeah.
It's just
But I mean,
one goal, look
Oh,
at the
you
ball,
mean-
make
yeah.
a run.
I feel like that's a little about a striker, because sometimes you kind of could zone out of the game a little bit, don't get a couple touches. As a center back, you kind of just got to be on it 24/7, runs in behind, people trying to stretch.
If we miss a chance, it's not the end of the world. But if they make a mistake,
It's the end of the world.
Yeah,
bro.
that's pretty close to it.
That's the
Just
biggest
goal.
difference, I think.
Yeah, and then Bayern plays such a high line, bro. So like, if you guys do make a mistake, bro, you guys are
Exactly.
running back. I mean, I've seen sometimes where you guys start off at half field.
Yeah, it was at one point. It was pretty
With Alfonso,
high.
you should be good.
High, bro.
Yeah,
should be good with
if Alfonso's on the field. you should-
Roadrunner, bro. It's crazy, man. And then, so we got to talk about something, because this is a World Cup year for you guys, bro. What is it like? Both of you guys are in contention for your squads, for the Netherlands and for the United States. What is it like for you guys to kind of just see you guys evolve and just potentially play in your first World Cup? I mean, when we're growing up as kids, this is what you dream about. So like, what is it like to be in contention for that? How do you feel?
Yeah, it's dope. I mean, I remember watching U.S. versus Algeria in 2010 when Landon Donovan scored that goal, and I was at a soccer camp, and you just heard it on the loudspeaker. It was like, "Go, go, USA!" And to be able to, I was 9, 10 years old at that point, and for me to be able to play in one this year, my brother is 9 or 10 years old. He'll be 10 at that point, and having the same experience, except his brother is playing in the World Cup. I feel like that'd be so dope. It'd be such a blessing.
100%, man. What about you, Josh? How you feeling about it?
Yeah, for me, to even be able to be like a bit,
Consider it, bro.
considered, it's already like. I mean, for now, I'm focused on the 21s. Of course, we qualified for the Euros, and
Yeah, congratulations, bro, by the way.
thank you.
So you guys have a squad. Is Noah Lang playing with you too?
No, he's in the first team.
Oh, he's in the first team. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, you're gonna be up there soon, so it's all good.
I
bro.
hope so.
100%.
I hope so.
I hope so. So when are the Euros? When do they start?
Next year.
Next year?
Yeah, next year. So
Gonna be
yeah,
balling
should be good.
Bro, that's where people make a name, bro. Like I remember,
Yeah,
I
it
think
goes quick.
I think the Euro, I think it was U20 or U19 was the first time I heard about Mbappe, bro. And it was like,
Yeah.
remember that one when he was killing, bro. Him and Augustin.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, they were killing it with
Ballers.
France. So it just shows you like those youth tournaments, like
Yeah.
they go a long way, bro. And does like the coach kind of like keep in contact with a lot of the guys on the 21s? Like, does he hit you up?
It's not like he hits us up, but he is focused on the 21s as well. And yeah, it's just a big battle in the under 21s as well. We have a lot of good strikers, so anything could just happen.
At the end of the day, bro, as a number 9, you always gotta have faith in yourself,
Exactly,
bro.
so,
I mean, there's competition in the squad, but I mean, it's healthy competition because you guys are pushing each other.
It
You
makes
guys are
each other
friends.
better, so.
You guys make each other better, so that's all important.
Sure.
And
Take advantage of your opportunities. Anything can happen.
Exactly.
100%. And Chris, what was it like for you going to World Cup qualifying with the United States? I mean, congratulations on qualifying for the World Cup. And what was that experience for you, just being in your first cycle, kind of being a young center back, but getting some starts? And I mean, even now people are even considering you to be kind of a lock-in in that center back position, obviously. So what was that experience like for you?
I thought it was dope. I mean, it was, we had World Cup qualifiers or CONCACAF for U20s, and it's nothing like the senior team. And you're traveling to Panama, you're traveling El Salvador, Honduras, like you're traveling everywhere, and you're like, fuck, like this is their life. Like this is their whole family are going to be at this game. Then the whole city, the whole country is going to come out to this game when you're like on away trips, and you're like, they're going to give you their best, and they're going to fuck up the field, and they're going to make sure that you have a horrible time the whole.
Saw it the other night.
Exactly.
Man, Yunus Musa was picking like mud out of his mouth,
Exactly.
bro. I was like, damn.
It was honestly an amazing experience. I think people kind of sleep on CONCACAF because the teams aren't on paper so great, but I would love to see any European team come down here and get some of the results we got. And
Josh, any European team, he's saying, yo, y'all come to CONCACAF, y'all finna see some hard teams. I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to see Josh in El Salvador in the mud.
I mean, it's tough to play Bulgaria away, man.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
tough.
I mean,
It's
even
tough.
yes.
We also got those countries.
Them Eastern
Romania.
European teams, bro.
Tough,
They be bringing it. They be bringing it. They be filling up the stadium, going
Remember,
hard, bro.
We played against Bulgaria away, and like, if you saw the pitch, we drew. It was 0-0, and we were shit. We were shit, man.
That's crazy, man.
Shit.
It's tough, bro. Like people don't understand like the conditions playing in, and how do you guys kind of handle that kind of like that aspect of people from like the outside looking in? Like they expect you to kind of just be like, you know, an athlete all the time, just kind of like a robot, really. Like people don't really consider your emotions, like handling social media, maybe poor comments and stuff like that. You have a poor game or very difficult game. So how do you guys handle that? Sometimes do you guys turn your phones off, kind of unwind, or how do you guys kind of handle those type of things, the negativity?
I think my family takes it harder than I do. 'Cause I mean, yeah, like my mom, dad, grandma, they'll read stuff and they'll be like, "Oh, this isn't fair. Like I should respond back to them." But my thing is like, at the end of the day, they're not making the decision. The coach is the one putting me on the field. So if I'm still playing, then I mean, clearly I'm doing something right.
100%.
You know? So I'll try not to trip about it. And also, I kind of like reading what people have to say, even if it is negative. It's kind of like,
You kind of take it as motivation?
yeah, of course. I mean, just like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm still doing this. I'm still doing this for a living. Whatever you say, negative, positive. And positive is always better, but even the negativity gets me going, so
100%.
I don't mind it.
What about you, Josh? How you kind of handle that?
Serious at all, man.
Yeah?
Kind of
just-
serious. Nah.
Ain't nothing.
If I play a bad game, like I don't know I play a bad game.
Of course, bro.
No,
I mean, we're all human.
And if I see an account which has 0 followers and it follows like 1,000 people and it's like you played shit and probably messed up his how do you call it? Typical.
Yeah, his like his bet.
Well, yeah, his bet, like sport betting. Like I probably messed it up for him or something like that. But
Yeah.
I don't really take it that serious.
100%, man. I feel like you kind of have that like just like chip on your shoulder. Just not take it so serious, bro.
Yeah.
It's not that deep.
I think it's definitely a process, kind of, because of course you're young. You're like, fuck, did I really play that bad? And at the end of the day, you're like, man, I don't care.
Yeah, when I
anymore.
was young, I used to take it a bit more serious. But like I obviously had the misser against Ajax in the preseason.
Oh,
and like
yeah, man.
after that, I was just like, okay, I was getting racist stuff and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what, this is social media. If I blocked it, so that's gone, and now like whatever happens, happens.
How do you guys handle that, man? Like let's talk a little bit about like kind of race and like football a little bit. Like here, I mean, we saw like Bukayo Saka and Marcus Rashford and those stuff that they're going through in the Euros. I mean, some of you guys have even experienced that on your own social media platforms. What is that like? Just how do you deal with that?
For me, it just shows like, to be honest, for me, if there's a person and he's on social media and he decides to say something like that to me and, you know, not in my face, like I don't take it serious at all.
I mean, my thing is that like, at the end of the day, you still gonna see my face.
Yeah, but go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you still gonna see my face. I'm still keep doing what I'm doing. I mean,
Exactly.
you know, also it's like it's a problem that they have with me, not a problem that I have with them. So I'm not losing sleep over it.
100%. We even had a conversation about this actually, because when you went back to visit Dallas, you wore one of them T-shirts, and people were kind of saying comments on the FC Dallas page.
Yeah,
and
they were trying to press me. I was like, man, if y'all have a problem with you wearing a Stop Being Racist tee, then like there's definitely
Something wrong with you.
they were like
100%.
they were like the only people that think racism is still alive is black people, and they were like, why do athletes try using, like, why don't athletes stay out of politics, this and that? I'm like, racism is not a politic. It's a real thing. Like it's not something that's made up.
Yeah.
It's there.
100%. And you guys have organically grown this platform. You guys have been blessed, but you guys put the hard work in, the effort, everything. Applauds to you. And like, you guys should be able to use your platform to do whatever you guys believe in. If you guys want to talk about issues like that, if you want to talk about racism, if whatever, you guys should have the ability to do that. And I don't know why fans have that kind of belief, like, oh, you should just stick to football. Like,
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense for me.
doesn't make sense to me at all. But it also shows how kind of like how you guys are just talented in multiple fields. I mean, me and you, like we've been working together on some fashion stuff and like working with brands and stuff. So tell them a little bit about that experience, getting to work with like Hyphenate, and now, you know, even having Josh come here and even potentially come out to the show as well. How's that experience?
Yeah, it's dope. It was like my first time doing anything like that, and it's cool because I guess, especially in this day and age, soccer or football players are kind of drippy, you know. And
Y'all got drip, bro.
and like
Yo, footballer fits.
Yeah. And the thing is like in Europe, footballers are America's basketball players and like football players, and so in the U.S. they're looking up to basketball players, and the rest of the world is looking to football players. And so I think being able to bring that aspect to the U.S. and kind of show that like, hey, we do this too in the U.S. Like, even though we're playing in Europe, like we're very much American in that aspect. And so I think it'll be cool to bring this to the fashion show this weekend.
Nah, definitely, man. Shout out Chris, bro. You put us on some brands. I mean, we have some really good brands coming out on the way at the show. And what do you think you're most excited for? You excited for the fashion, the art aspect, getting to know people? Like, what's kind of like what you looking forward to the most?
I think a little bit of all of it. You know, I think it's always a good time to network. You know, you never know who you're gonna meet, who you're gonna need at one point in life. So think that aspect will be cool. The art, fashion, all that is also going to be dope. It's kind of seeing new brands that you probably wouldn't see every day or that you wouldn't necessarily gravitate to because you don't know where to look for it. And so that being put in front of your face, I think it'll be dope.
Yo, Josh, so this is gonna be like one of your first ever like kind of experiences being in like an American event. Like, how you looking forward to it?
It's gonna be I'm just gonna be with Chris. I'm just gonna experience it. I'm probably gonna enjoy it. So yeah, man.
What I'm really looking forward to is because like when you guys come here, like when you guys come to like Miami and stuff, like you guys are kind of like out of the eye. Like people don't really know who you guys are. I mean, we walk around all the time and people are kind of look at you and be like, like he does something, but like what does he do? Like they never really guess soccer.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna be in an experience where like, yo, nobody really knows who you are, but like they know you do something. You feel me? You come in dripping, you come in correct.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a warm welcome.
Yeah, 100%. Yo, you guys got any fit predictions that we look like? What do you think you gonna wear?
TVD, baby.
TVD.
Nah, I got a little song. Mr. Put It On.
Yeah, Mr. Put It On.
I'm gonna need some help.
Bro, we finna go to the Miami Design District back again.
Yeah.
Bro, we have to make another run, bro.
Yeah, I'm down. You don't gotta tell me twice.
So wait, Joshua, is this your first experience in America?
I've been in America before.
Oh, okay. How many times have you came over here?
I was a little kid, like 3 times. I've been to Miami twice.
His first time being 21 though.
My first time being 21, so it's dangerous.
So your first experience, how did that go?
I was just a kid with the whole family, you know, Disneyland, all that.
Of course, you know.
Nice.
And then what about like how old were you when you came? Like when you're like in your teenagers? Were you like teenage years?
Oh no, I was like 12. Went to Vegas, all them. Yeah.
When you're a kid, you can't really experience
exactly.
anything.
That's why it's different now, you know.
It's different, 100%, bro. The world is at your feet, man. But anyway, we're really, really happy to have both Chris and Josh here, man. We want to thank you so much for getting on the Hyphenate podcast and being part of just, you know, the things that we try to strive for: art, fashion, mental health, and sports. So we want to thank you guys so much for being on the podcast, just giving insight into your careers and giving our viewers the opportunity to get to know you guys better, man.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us.
Oh,
It's fun, man. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You guys have any one last thing we want to end off of? What do you guys want to shout out? You guys have anything you want to shout out?
Shout out YKN.
Yeah, shout out YKN.
Shout out WLC.
All right, yo, shout out YKN, bro. This is Hyphenate. This is the Hyphenate podcast with Raheem and Terrell, bro. We out, man. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.